This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Hi, everybody. On the show today, we did a spot of gardening with Costa Georgiadis.
I know.
That was really good, actually.
We did a spot of meal prepping by talking to people that are taking like sweet potatoes to nightclubs and stuff. Come on.
We did have a chat to people about going on holiday, Nathan, when they thought to themselves, yeah, they've really made it.
Well, I mean, once they answered the question I asked them, yeah, that was great.
Got a bit of sporting action too.
Yeah, we did. I can't remember what we're talking about at all.
Bit about Danny Rick.
Oh, yes.
And
Losing
2
his
metre
spot.
Peter.
2 metre Peter.
I learned sport.
This is Nathan, Nat and Sean. Here we go.
We have fun.
Invigorating show, eh?
Obviously. You can turn it off or go home.
And Nova 937.
It's 6:03. Nathan, Nat and Sean. Hello, everybody.
Morning, everyone.
Studio. Oh, we hit my head on the microphone.
Some people don't like change.
Okay, so this is the deal. We've been in the same room for over 20 years.
Yes.
And now we are on the deck of the Star
Enterprise.
Trek Enterprise.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or we are in the room of a nightclub. I'm not sure.
Everything's changed, like the orientation's changed. The way we sit relative to one another's changed.
The microphones,
The
the microphones usually point at us, right?
Yeah.
But now they're up like like when they fall down from the roof at a boxing ring and they
They just hold it there,
they hold it speaking to the side of it. That's happening. So I've hit my head twice. What else?
And it's only 6:03.
Malcolm, there's only one thing. Why are we so close? Malcolm, can you...
What do you mean, the microphone?
Engineer.
What
No,
do you
to
mean?
one another.
Yeah, we're closer than ever.
That's because you're all friends. I know how much you love each other.
No, that's
and how
not
much
true.
You adore being
What's the alternative?
each other.
There's some space.
You've done a very good job. We're going to put some pictures up on our social.
Oh, she's fancy.
So you can have a look. But yeah, this is it's going to take a minute.
We're all a bit
We're
speechless.
so desperate for a new studio. The place is full.
Now it
Now
happens.
we can't handle it.
exactly.
We can't
It's
handle
just a
it.
lot. There's a bloody light wall.
Yeah.
Are we
A,
ever
wi-
going to see
a window.
daylight in
I
this
know,
place?
the windows have gone.
I
What's
feel like
happening?
and also, I feel like we're in a giant advertisement.
Yeah. And we're just like
God, give me my
staring around
microphone.
slack-jawed like country kids have come to the city for the first time. Great work, JP.
Guys, watch this. Ready for this?
Oh, Harry, what's happening? Harry,
What?
hang on,
What's
the
it?
lights. We've gone into
Disco
disco
lights
mode.
straight in.
Rave
I
mode.
mean, we can't have epileptics in here now.
Harry, we're playing this. You got some hard beats for
Yeah,
us to
come
get
on, what are you going to...
about?
I'll just hang on. I'm just working a few things out myself.
Harry
Here
legit
as well.
has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screens in front of him. What are they all for, Harry?
Harry,
He's got Sky Racing on one.
once for this.
the lights. Oh yeah. Well, this makes sense.
Yes.
Blow your whistle.
Now, Malcolm, come over here. Is it right that the desk goes up and down?
Yes, it does.
Did Harry accidentally push a button and crush our legs?
Yes, he can. Yes, he can.
Well, I don't know if he can, to be honest, because he's looking at it now like,
How do I do that?
You're aware that he's doing it.
I don't know where my cup of tea goes.
I don't have a pen. Everything's a disaster.
Where's the pen?
Where do you keep the pens?
Jeez, mate, a pen on a chain wouldn't go straight.
Like we're at the bank.
Mate, thanks for doing it for years.
So it's going to be a long day, is what we're saying.
Yeah, anyway, not ones to complain. This is
No,
great.
no, it's
And
gonna be
this
amazing.
Show now is going to be the new show.
That's
we've got so many new
Clearly,
ideas,
we'll
new
be-
styles. I'll be doing sport from now on.
Completely different. Completely different.
Sean covering entertainment.
Shall we
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Sean.
get back on my chair? The whole thing nearly tipped over my shoe tip off.
Let me see.
No, she'll go ass over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they go
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
No. Nathan, pull the lever underneath, and then you can go into relax mode.
What's that do?
This.
Is it
Ready?
fully reclined?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Why does anyone need to do that at their work?
That's good.
What do you
If
mean?
you're doing that at your work,
You're not working.
I mean, there's obviously a happy ending involved at the completion of whatever your shift is. Hey, guys.
Anyway, everything's fine. It's fine.
I think it's about time that I lead the chat on fitness.
I agree. You know what? Not only do I agree, many agree.
Many agree, Sean. The one thing that sort of stopped me from going down that track,
Well, this will be good.
just the one,
Just the one thing.
is how serious people get about their meal prepping. And we saw it many years ago. There was a couple that lived here in WA, and they were on The Amazing Race, and we had an interview with them, and they came in here.
Tyson and
I cannot remember.
Yeah,
but
she
they're
was
in
a
the
vet.
fitness
Yeah.
industry. Yes, and
Yes.
so anyway, they said, "Oh, hey, can we borrow your microwave?" And we said, "Yeah, no worries. Why?" And then they pulled out the saddest thing out of both their bags, and it was 2 sweet potatoes.
It was an emergency sweet potato.
Emergency
and
sweet
they had travel
potatoes.
around the world
Yes.
with emergency sweet potatoes in their bag,
Yeah.
just in case they were somewhere and needed an instant energy shot.
Well, it was the carbohydrates that they
Yeah.
were looking for in the low GI.
Fuel.
Yeah. And we're
Food
just
is
like,
fuel, Sean.
you do realise there's a burger shop over the road?
Exactly. Nothing wrong with the large chips.
If you're right in training and, you're right into this meal prep and stuff like that, I mean, it becomes your whole world. And this is what's happened with this guy. He's a TikToker at Jim Skin. And he shared a video of him at Ocean Beach in Ibiza, which is
yeah.
one
So
of
it's
the
a club.
biggest clubs.
Yes.
And here's his mate filming what he's up to there.
That's Jim Skin for you. Ocean Beach. Ocean Beach. Even Ocean Beach, I got my meal prep. Ocean Beach.
Even at Ocean Beach, I've got my meal.
So he
was
took a little
standing there. People
container.
around him are clubbing hard, as you do in Ibiza, Sean, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's just got like a Tupperware container and he's eating whatever healthy slop he's got in there.
Like beans and rice.
It would be, yeah.
Oh, and some protein. He needs some
Yeah,
protein
heaps
to
of protein in there.
through.
People do take it absolutely seriously. That's taking it to the next level. If you're at a nightclub in Ibiza, I mean,
also-
normally you're not eating at all.
It means
There's a bottle of water.
it means you've had to take a bag that fits your Tupperware in it as well. Like, do you know what I mean?
David
yeah.
McClung, our boss, is here. David, we were
Fitness freak.
talking about meal prep. Tell us about your friend.
We had a friend who, when we went to an Italian restaurant a few years ago, she didn't eat. She didn't have anything except for a cup of tea. And while we were eating dinner, she went out to the car and had a roast chicken with salad in there. And she ate while we were having dinner.
And then she came back into the restaurant. So she didn't order any food. She ordered a cup of tea and then ate chicken in her car
Yep.
and then rejoined you.
It wasn't about saving money at all. No, it was just about
she was on a
meal
diet,
prep,
yeah.
be on a
Can I
diet.
say, I know that your body is your temple and you're creating a structure that's going to, serve you well into old age. But, really, car chicken?
We live in a world where you're
are
eating
you
car
living?
chicken.
I know you're living and you'll probably live longer, but are you living in the now when you're eating a chicken in your car and your friends are inside the Italian restaurant enjoying pasta and
If
a
you're,
conversation?
if you're inside, if you're in your car and they're inside, you're not enjoying their company. So why did you go?
No, but when you're in that zone, you become more and more righteous.
Sean's very defensive
No,
of it.
I'm just saying that's
No,
what happens.
I
You
get
start
it.
eating this stuff and you come around, oh, look at me, I'm the greatest. Look at me, I've got willpower beyond anybody.
Yeah, but also, why go out then? Because you're not having any fun.
We would like to speak to you. If this is what you do, right?
Or
you
you've seen it.
are so strict with your meals that you need to take them to places that we would never dream of. Let us know what that is.
Carly's in Baldivis. Morning, Carly.
Good morning, guys.
Hi, Carly. Are you the meal prepper or do you just know one?
I am the meal prepper.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
So I was doing a gut detox thing, so no wheat, no dairy, no processed foods, no nothing. And it always happens to fall when you have social occasions and things.
Every time.
Sorry, there was a few things happened while I was on there. I had my dad's birthday. I turn up with my grilled chicken and salad while everyone else is devouring ice cream cake, lollies, chocolate, all the name it. So I was like, I just sat there in the corner eating my chicken.
Yes.
My kids wanted to go see a movie. I took them to the movie. They're eating popcorn. I absolutely love popcorn. I sat there with my celery stick and rotisserie.
Jeez, Carly.
As much as you want to kid yourself.
I know.
I mean, you're not
misery,
enjoying that.
Isn't it?
That is such willpower. And
impressive.
Another time I was running a bake sale for a local fundraiser.
Yeah.
And I sat there and ate my rotisserie chicken while everyone else ate and devoured all the goodies that we baked and were selling.
Brownies,
And
the
I
whole lot.
didn't touch, yes, everything. Honey crackles, my favourite. I didn't touch a
crackles.
single one. And I tell you what, that definitely tested the willpower when you go to social functions and you are not eating it. And it was hard, but it was worth it.
I've seen this happen, and when I speak to these people that, while they're doing this, you say, oh, come on, are you really enjoying that? And they always go too full on the other way and go, no, this is the best. I've never felt so good in my life. Honestly, how are you feeling when you're at your dad's birthday and everyone else is eating whatever they want and you're in the corner eating? Was it boiled chicken?
It was a cooked rotisserie chicken. It was the easiest.
But no skin.
Yeah. No skin.
No skin.
I did sneak some skin in sometimes.
You wild.
Come on,
that was
mate.
probably my cheat, I think. But yeah, it was. You had to think about it and go, why am I doing this? And then you go, okay, it's worth it. And then but if you weren't in that mindset, as a meal prepper and things like that, it is very hard to do in social situations.
I tell you what, I would need the results to be for me to do that once and look down and there'd be abs. I would need instant results for me to have to be able to do that.
Yeah. The long haul, play the long game. Not going to happen. Thanks, Carly.
Yeah. Look, we're going to throw it out there. There's got to be more people who are associated with meal preppers out there for sure, or you do it yourself.
Kelly, hello.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good,
Now, Kelly,
Good, Cal.
are you in love with a meal prepper?
I am, and it's torture.
Talk us through it. What's the worst?
The worst is Christmas Day. I will cook his boiled, disgusting chicken, and he will have it with broccoli while we're having the works. And he sits there pulling faces at us, making me feel guilty. And his food just looks and smells disgusting.
You can't do that Christmas Day. That's the cheat day of cheat days.
Yes.
So he must have a cheat day himself. So why wouldn't it be Christmas Day, Kelly?
Well, as we're getting closer to his bodybuilding shows, it's the timing. So he will have cheat meals when it's 6 months out, but when it's a lot closer, there's no cheat meals, there's nothing. And I love his admiration and determination, but it's torture for me. I have my cheat meal, and he looks at me as if like,
it's the judgment.
Well, what do you mean your cheat meal? He sees every meal that you're eating is a cheat meal. The thing about that is, when you're having something really great to eat with someone, half of the fun is eating with them.
Yeah, agreed.
Is the joy of sharing that meal. And do you feel like you're missing out on that, Cal, when, you know?
Oh, 100%. I feel like sometimes I need to go to a restaurant by myself because the guilt and sometimes he'll actually even bring his chicken and rice to a restaurant, and I look at him going, you just can't do that.
No. How big is his rig, Cal?
Oh, he's pretty big. Like, that bit's worth it. Like, I'm happy anymore.
Well, now that you can't climb Uluru anymore, but she gets to climb something. That's exciting.
Thanks, Kelly. Bethany's in Mandurah. Hello.
Hello.
Hey,
All right, Beth. Who's the meal prepper?
My sister's in-laws. I went to her wedding and I looked over at the groom's side of the family at their table, and I see his parents with Chinese containers full of rice and chicken and broccoli and the works at the reception.
At your kid's wedding?
Why would they
her
do
sister's
that?
wedding. Their kid's wedding.
Their kid's wedding.
So chicken, rice and broccoli, normally you get the fish and the meat or a chicken anyway.
So he's got... he has to weigh everything, apparently. I don't know how to get it.
It's all about the macros.
Sure. Yeah, but you know what? But it's those parents. It's their child's wedding, isn't that the day you cut loose?
For sure,
wouldn't you? Were they working to some competition? Did they have like a race coming up or something, or that's just their lives?
I don't think they have a race coming up. I think they used to live a pretty unhealthy lifestyle, and now they're really, really deep into the meal prep. And
so they flip the other way.
I know, but it's those meals at a wedding. It's not exactly KFC on a plate, is it?
That's exactly right.
I love KFC, by the way.
Who doesn't? Get a cheeky slider here and there.
Yeah, Kelly's husband, that's who.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bethany.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Hello, darling. It's Thursday, Cam. Hello. Nathan, Nat and Sean are perfect for mornings. And Bolter Cerveza is perfecto for the arvo. Call into Thirsty Camel and pick up a 6-pack of Bolter Cerveza. It's Spanish that tastes like a great arvo.
All right, here we go. We're about to place a call to somebody who has registered via the Nova app. Now, the important thing is that they pick up the phone within 5 rings and that they answer it correctly.
Yes.
All right, and if they do, $1,000 cash from Thirsty Camel.
Now, what does answering correctly mean, though,
Well,
Nathan?
the sentence is very simple. It's hello, Nathan, Nat, and Sean, but we don't want your voice. We need you to sound like you are directly related to the Thirsty Camel. So you need to sound as close as you can to this.
Hello, Nathan, Nat, and Sean.
Now, practice. If you don't do it sufficiently
If you
to
don't do
our
it with
satisfaction,
every inch of your soul.
Yes.
we will hang up on you and move on to the next person.
Righto.
Yeah.
Are we ready to dial Harry?
I think so.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
This will be a private number, just a heads up.
It's a private number.
That's one ring.
That's one ring.
2 rings. 3 rings. 4 rings. Oh, what a
See you
missed
later,
opportunity, Ellie.
Oh, Ellie, $1,000 mistake.
Just slipped through your
That's a
fingers,
big
Ellie, just
mistake,
like that.
man.
She might have been in the shower.
Might have been.
Could have been.
Heaps of people have showers.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, we calling the next
Often
person.
daily.
What does that mean?
Engaged.
Are we going again?
No, people aren't engaged anymore, are they? Don't you just have call waiting?
Yeah, you do have call waiting. That's not...
No one's engaged anymore.
No,
that's
no,
clearly
no.
an
You can answer your
engaged
phone when
tone.
someone else is ringing.
I'm gonna try that one again.
Try
I'm
that
not
one
sure
again.
What happened there?
Yeah, because
All right. Make sure you register at the Nova app, everyone. It's $1,000 up for grabs, but you got to be via your phone. Come on.
no.
No.
Unless.
Okay.
Oh, hello.
Is this that same one?
Yeah.
One ring.
Hello, Ryan speaking.
Ryan.
Ryan. Nathan and Sean here.
You didn't
Ryan.
answer like the camel, Ryan.
Ryan.
Oh, bummer, I missed out.
$1,000 mistake, Ryan, and you're the second person that we've tried.
Yeah.
So, like, wow.
Did you need the $1,000, Ryan?
Yes, I do.
Bad luck.
Well, Ryan, guess what, mate? You are on air. That means you're in with a shot at Nova's first class and 50K at least.
Awesome, awesome.
If we're looking for a silver lining.
Now, next week, Ryan, we're going to kick off a competition where you have to sound like Ryan. So maybe you want to
would
register
have nailed
for that.
Yeah. Hey, Ryan.
Oh, bummer.
You have a
All
great,
right, Ryan.
have a great
Thanks.
day.
Well, buddy,
Sorry
you're
about
out of there.
that.
We're
All right.
up to the third attempt.
person on our list.
That worked for us yesterday.
It did.
is so
yes, remember,
exciting.
you've got to answer like the camel.
Yeah. Hello, Nathan, Nat, and Sean.
For $1,000.
But you have to, like, be a camel.
The number is in.
The number.
All right.
Thank you, Harry.
Thank you, Harry. 1 ring. 2 rings. 3 rings.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean.
Oh, can I hear that again? That was just a
Yeah,
bit off.
you're a bit faint.
off
Give
the
it another
phone there.
crack. Give it another crack.
Hello, Nathan, Nat, and Sean.
Well, now you sound like a Muppet. Okay.
All right. Wendy, you've scored $1,000 cash thanks to our mate, Thirsty Camel. Wendy.
Oh my God. I love you guys.
Oh, Wendy.
Oh, my God, Wendy.
Dude, I love you so much.
Wendy. Congratulations, Wendy. Well done.
And I was wrong. You sound like a puppet
thank
where
you.
someone has stood on its throat. Yeah.
But
that was great.
close enough.
That's great,
And way
Wendy.
better than Ryan. So, you know,
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
$1,000 cash. Wendy, you enjoy that, okay?
Thank you so much, guys. I love you.
Oh, I love you too, Wendy.
Wendy. She loves us.
How's
she
she
does.
using her phone
That's
over?
all we wanted, Natalie, to be loved.
Yeah, it should be loved. That's all. That's all we ask for.
That's all we ask of you guys listening.
You can still register at the Nova Player app. And we could be calling you back tomorrow morning. We've got another $1,000.
No one
Up for grabs.
has picked up the first one.
I know.
And Ryan didn't answer the
I
phone
know.
correctly. What a mistake.
Ellie and Ryan.
Bloody Ryan. Have
Bloody
a think
Ellie.
about it, Ryan.
Ryan's going to be kicking himself all
know,
day.
'cause we've got
He's
to
going to be
speak to
haunted
Ryan.
every time the phone rings.
It's the Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
There's songs, Black Eyed Peas. Just different sounds rammed together, isn't it?
Absolutely. How
they
long
did
did
it
Fergie
well.
go out and buy her own for and it didn't last, did it?
What do you mean, Fergie? Well, no,
Fergalicious.
she did her Big Boys Don't Cry, Big Girls Don't Cry, something about crying. She did that, and she did like something about Alicia's humps. My humps.
My humps.
Was that her? Was that Black
Was
Eyed
that
Peas?
Humps?
Yeah, that was it.
I can't
And how long did she stay married for that guy?
Josh Duhamel?
Yes, because he was a handsome dude.
I'm gonna say they're still married. No, they're not, I don't think. Natalie and I met her.
Yeah, we did.
Yes, we were at...
she was supporting Sting,
were we?
weirdly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes, and so we met her and we had a chat with her and we played her... what the hell's this?
This is when she butchered the national anthem.
Yeah.
She's not a singer.
Anyway, and we bought her a necklace and she really liked that. And then we gave her a psychic reading from someone and none of us believed that. And then Natalie and I walked out and we saw Sting and we lost our minds. And we thought, you know what? We, at that point, could have killed Sting if we wanted to.
Sting very close to us.
Sting lives because we allowed it.
You allowed him to.
That's right. That's how close we were. There's no security around. Could have killed Sting. There you go. Put that in the papers.
But didn't.
Take a Harley Reid off.
To our credit, didn't.
Cup half full.
Coming up soon, the one, the only Costa Georgiadis. We have gardening questions for him, and you're going to get a chance to ask them too.
Oh, here we go.
This is the big...
We're hitting the sweet spot.
Fergie, this is.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Okay. That's all right.
She overworked it a bit, didn't she?
Oh, this is the best
Breathy.
bit. Here
It's
we
not
go.
cabaret.
She starts scatting or something. You know what? You can hear it. She's definitely going through a divorce.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
This Friday, it's Good Friday, and we're going to make it even better Friday. Strap yourselves in, everybody.
Yep.
There is a Gardening Australia holiday special at 7:30 on the ABC, of course. The star is Costa, and you will hear Costa utter the phrase, "There is nothing worse than a lonely peony." Good morning, Costa.
Hi, Costa.
Pronounced with aplomb, I must say,
Thank you.
because you only need to get that emphasis on the wrong syllable, and you can start to imply some things that may carry a theme through the show. Which I may
We've already
mention
gone
a little
there.
later.
We've already gone there.
Can you tell me, is it the size of the peony or is it what you do with it?
No, it's all about the hardening off with your peonies.
You got to harden them off.
You do learn what hardening off is on the
What
show,
is it?
actually.
Tell me more about hardening off.
You will learn about that.
You will
in the special.
Can you watch it with your parents, or is it going to be embarrassing to learn about?
No, it's totally it's in the 7:30 slot, so
It's PG.
No,
That's my nickname. That's my dad's nickname for my mum, the 7:30 slot.
Hey, never too early.
How are you, Costa, by the way?
Hey, Costa, is this the start you were looking for, Costa?
Is this just preamble or what's going on here?
No. Hey, very interested in talking to you right now because our boss Dave, Dave Costa Dave.
Hello, Costa.
So Dave came in today. Dave came in today, and Dave, you've got a meeting. What's your meeting about?
Scheduled, yes.
Yeah, so we've got a brand new office, and I've got to have a meeting today about which plants we put in the planter boxes for the new office.
So indoor plants.
Yeah, so indoor plants. So
okay.
I was wondering...
A meeting for plants. and not just that. So, Costa, right now you're thinking that is going to be landscaping. Explain how many plants we're talking about and the size.
12 pot plants. So they go into like a preset sort of size. About 25 centimetres I need. So I need an indoor plant that'll fit in a reasonably small pot, about 25 centimetres in size.
That looks
nice.
Fresh,
and
modern.
won't die.
But do you have to do much caring of these plants?
Well, hopefully not.
No. Yeah, okay. So that's one of the other things.
So, any advice, Costa?
Well, look, Dave, I'm feeling like the way you introduce that, I have to go to a meeting about some pot plants.
Oh.
Like the enthusiasm was a bit flat.
It was disrespectful.
No,
you're
that's
right.
not a good day, to
it
be
was
fair.
disrespectful.
I mean, it should be. I want to hear. I've got my most important meeting of the week because we are bringing nature into the office to embrace your employees, to filter the air, to provide horticultural therapy so that they're looking out on an outlook that is natural, that will provide fractals of repetitive patterns that are the equivalent of having symphony playing subliminally in the background. That's the spirit I want, Dave.
Yeah,
that is amazing. What a great sell.
Yeah. To be honest, Nova officially doesn't want that for the staff.
They want to keep them in a tight lane.
Yeah, that's right.
And hammer them, get the most out of them.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Plants-wise, there's plenty you could look at. If you want that structural form, you could go with some Dracaenas to get that nice Dr. Seuss
Yeah, they're
feel.
kind of a bit spiky, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, I know Dracaena.
Well, they've got pointy leaves, but
Yes,
they're not
that's what I
sharp
mean.
or
Yes,
anything.
yeah,
They're quite
yeah.
attractive.
Of course, yeah.
You could go with some Rufus palms if you want that sort of more tropical.
No, we're keeping the racism out of this building, mate.
It feels like retiring. Like you're retiring.
Oh, okay. What about mother-in-law's tongue? That's old school.
Oh,
and
yeah. I've got one of those at home.
It's not pretty,
No,
though, is it?
I think
gonna keep everybody on their
I think
toes.
it's a very aggressive plant, the mother-in-law tongue. I think you're wrong about that one.
Okay, what about ficus? What about Ficus benjamina, like the ficus, the indoor figs? And you can get the light green version with the variegated leaf that lightens up the space.
Is that's not the fiddle leaf fig, though, is it?
No, fiddle leaf fig. Look, in an office
They're too tricky.
space, it's too tricky, and you'll get too many people saying, "Oh, I'll give it a drink, and then I'll give it a drink, and then I'll give it a drink, and they'll drown it." So no, I wouldn't go with. If you go with like your philodendrons and your figs and things, like they're pretty bulletproof.
Yeah, so they don't take much caring, Costa.
No, not much caring.
Yeah, that's good.
Do they absorb negative energy?
There's so much of that in here.
Well, if that's the case, we're going to need an orchard.
I love it. The negative ion generator.
Yeah, exactly. And my suggestion, Costa, was he just goes to Bunnings because they're guaranteed if they die, you can just go back and get new ones.
Well, look, you know.
Oh, here we go.
Is that the wrong attitude? Is it?
Here we go.
We should be trying to keep them alive.
Here we
You
go.
can't go into it saying they're going to die.
Well, I mean, they
We're just
are.
pragmatists.
They are. I shouldn't be allowed to buy plants. I'm a serial killer, and
Me
I don't
too.
mean to be.
Yeah, but everyone's got sap on their hands, you know.
true.
Dead
They have.
sap, dried up sap on their hands, and you just move on, you know. Like
Just move on.
Nathan's the Dexter of the plant world.
I am. I've got a kill room.
he only
which is
kills the bad
my
ones.
kill
The
room
bad
is
plants.
any room they go in. So you don't wipe your plants down with leaves. With cloths, do you?
Look, the hardcore indoor plant enthusiasts do kind of gesture as such, but I'll do it if I kind of find that they start to get a problem about them, you know.
Yeah.
But
You're outside hugging
from
your
time to
chickens
time.
anyway, aren't you?
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey,
time to
Costa,
time.
my wife wipes them down religiously,
Yes.
right? She's full on with the plants. And the other thing is, Nathan, she will leave a light on inside,
So
like
they
in a room.
illuminate them because they're dust free. Oh no,
No,
like
no,
a
no,
grow
no,
light,
no,
like
yeah,
a hydro
yeah.
kit.
Well,
Yes.
it's just the light from the roof, and I go around at night. Obviously, you're going to turn all
Turn
the
it-
lights off in the house.
But she
no.
wants it to showcase like art, like it's a piece of art.
No,
Well, no,
no,
also
it's,
that they've got
it's
an
the
opportunity
light for the
to grow.
photosynthesis, yeah.
From a light
Does that
bulb?
actually
from
work
a
from a
light
light bulb?
No.
Costa?
Well, look, I'm enthused by her excitement about it all, but you know, at the end of the day, the main the real light that they're going to benefit from is during the day.
sunlight.
Because of photosynthesis and all. I'm pretty sure it doesn't come from a 60 watt.
Okay. I'm going
Anyway,
to pass
that's
that
right.
on.
All right,
I'll
we've
pass
got
that
some
on.
people here
Yes,
that would
we
like
do.
need your help. Hayley's from Kinross. Hi, Hayley.
Hello. Good
Hi.
All right,
morning.
Hayley, what is your question for Costa?
Okay, so I have a beautiful Labrador. We're currently landscaping, so we've ripped all of our grass up, and he has decided to urinate all over the grass, and it is brown and dead. So I need to know what is a really good grass to put down that's durable with our lovely Labrador.
With a peeing Labrador, Costa.
With a
I'd
peeing
probably
Labrador.
say bricks.
Or a sandpit. What do you reckon, Costa?
Look, Labradors, like pound for pound, they pass a lot of fluid and waste, and when you inject at that level of sort of intensity, you know, and they leave a fair amount in every session. What you need is to make sure you can regularly water the lawn to break it down, because a Labrador is going to move around. It's going to dump. You got to pick the dumps up, otherwise they're going to burn the lawn as well. But the urine is intense, and yeah, probably you want to go with like a buffalo. Otherwise, you know, a kikuyu is the sort of lawn that will get burnt, but it will bounce back, right? Whereas a buffalo will take it a little bit better, but it doesn't bounce back as quick. So I'd be thinking between those two, but also consider that, you know, if that dog is on that lawn and it's only a small area, you're going to be up against it.
Okay. One thing that you can add in, though, Hayley, I'm pretty sure you can go to the pet store and buy these rocks that go into, say, a water container where it puts some kind of minerals into the water that takes maybe the acid level down of the urine. We've looked at this before.
Oh, okay.
What? Sorry, instead of dealing with the lawn, you're going to deal with the dog?
Yes. Yeah, take it
and that'll help you. Just check it out.
I mean, every dog that's taken is dead 2 months afterwards.
We're all blown away that
give it a
Sean
go.
had some actual useful advice.
Did you try that first?
Yeah,
I've tried it on him. Sean doesn't go to the toilet. He walks past the toilet and goes and wees on the lawn at the back, Costa. I'm pretty sure you'd do that too. You're a lawn weeder, aren't you?
Do you wee on the lemon tree?
Plant more citrus. That could be Amy's solution.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You just plant the lawn with an entire forest of citrus, and then the dog can just weed till its heart's content, and you'll get produce.
Great
like
citrus.
That's just saying.
Okay. Solutions focused. All right, let's move on to Michelle in Mindari. Hi, Michelle.
Good morning.
Hey, okay. What's your question for Costa?
Hi. Okay, I'm not much of a gardener. Actually, I'm not a gardener at all. But I have this indoor plant. I can't tell you what the plant is, but it's got like a big stick in the middle, and it's like a vine that creaks all over it.
Yes.
Yep.
So it
sounds like that's extensive description. I can work with that.
Sorry.
I reckon if it's got it's sounding like a philodendron to me, because
that might be it.
Yeah, let's say it is. Okay.
Let's pretend. Okay, so I've got these annoying little midgies in it, and I just can't get rid of them, and I keep spraying it with fly spray, and that's not working. And I just don't know what else to do, because they're everywhere.
Yes,
I know exactly what you mean. What do you reckon, Costa? What's the solution?
Yeah, they're little... They're what we call little fungus gnats, I believe. And fungus gnats, it was interesting. It's funny that you mentioned that, because Jane did a story on them. They're like they're sort of like a tiny, they're dark, and they get in and they lay their eggs on the organic matter near the surface of the soil.
Yeah.
And you know, and they are a bit of a nuisance. So what you need to do is, how big's the pot?
40 centimetres, maybe.
You've got no idea, Michelle.
You just made that up, Michelle.
You're just saying stuff.
Let's say it's 40.
Yes, middle-sized.
Okay.
Middle-sized.
Yeah. So they're attracted to the organic matter and damp soil, because it's in the damp soil where they can lay their eggs. So what you need to do is allow the soil to dry out, and if you allow it to dry out between waterings, that'll discourage the gnats from making your pot.
We've tried it here and she keeps rocking up.
Yeah, old fungus gnat still here.
We've sprayed it with everything, Costa, I can assure you.
All right, let them dry out, Michelle.
All right, thanks, Michelle.
Nancy's going to finish us off. Hi, Nancy.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, Nancy. What is your question for Costa?
I actually want to know if I've gone crazy, because I've got such a bad bindi infestation in my lawn.
Oh, got to get Terry and Robert onto that.
I've started to dig it up by hand and pick every little bindi out, but it's quite therapeutic.
Oh.
So it's not everyone. You're actually quite enjoying it.
Now you're talking.
50 square metres is not a good idea.
Spirit. This is the spirit.
Right.
Because it can be therapeutic. And if you go about it in a systematic and gentle way, like don't say, I'm going to spend all day Saturday and really motivate yourself not to say, oh, I'm just going to weed. Just go out and do a little bit. Say, right, I'm going to do 1 square metre, and that's it. And then go and do your other things, and then come back one afternoon after work and go, oh, I'll do half a square metre.
But by the time you get to the last square metre, hasn't the first square metre of weeds grown back?
No.
Okay.
Because if you dig the bindies out by hand, and if you get them before they dry out and become bindies and start to drop their seed, then you'll get them and they're done. And you can just put a little bit of top dressing over the area if you sort of rip the lawn a little bit, so that where you've dug it up and the lawn's sitting up a bit, make sure you compact the lawn back down onto the soil and water it so that it's not sitting up in the air and it could dry out. By putting some topsoil in, that will bed it down.
Is it just yellow sand, Costa?
Tosca. I'm in the theatre this week. I'm doing a version of Tosca.
That's a new pasta dish.
What was that? Is it
yellow sand on top, or is it a whole mixture of stuff?
Yeah, you could even rub just some compost in there, or a little bit of topsoil. Yeah. That's all you need, just a little bit.
So sitting at the back hand picking prickles, by the way.
No, it's not that hard.
That's a day out, isn't it?
Come on. There's lots
if you're enjoying it.
I know, I suppose so. Some people like doing the dishes.
Yeah.
Some people like picking prickles.
Costa, or Tosca, as Sean likes to call you.
That's a new one.
Gardening Australia Holiday Special. It's on this Friday, Good Friday, at 7:30 on the ABC.
A great Friday with Costa.
It's always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much, Costa.
What a treat, team. Thanks for a fun yarn.
Oh,
happy Easter.
Mate. Bye, buddy.
See ya.
Bye.
And there's nothing worse than a lonely peony.
There is nothing worse.
Never forget.
Google it.
What do you got to do? Harden them off or something?
Yes, you do.
Gotta harden them off.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
We're in our brand new studio. You can check out the Nova socials and check out what it's like. Oh, Harry's just hit the party line.
Let's go, Harry.
Disco mode.
Yes, it's basically like a nightclub or Starship Enterprise. Yesterday I described it as what a bogan would do to their lounge room if they came into money. But Sam, there's something in here that you're not coping with. What did you as a grown man just run from?
A moth.
How do we get a moth in here?
It was a tiny moth.
How do we get a moth in
They're
here?
terrifying.
They're not terrifying.
It's like a butterfly, but like a
If
like
you're
a
a
hairy,
T-shirt, I get it, you'd
old
run.
butterfly.
So, hang on. If you're a jumper, you're in all sorts. But have you ever heard of somebody dying from an altercation with a moth?
It'll be me. I'll be the first to go.
Yeah, because you'll be screaming. You'll jump
I
off
have
the
a
balcony
fear
and
that
get
they're
away
going to
from it.
attack my neck. I
It's
don't
the
know
worst
why.
thing. It'd be the worst way to go, wouldn't it? It'd be the worst way to go to your death to be the funniest thing that someone can make a joke out of.
I mean, bad for you, but great for us.
Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
No to first sight. It's getting down to the pointy end.
It certainly is, yeah.
And all season we have been wanting to speak to this young lady. Her name is Lauren. She's from Western Australia, but I'm going to set the scenario of what's been happening, right? Lauren and Jono, Lauren's had her walls up a little bit. You know, she found Jono a little bit boring, and to be honest, he was. And as time goes on, they've actually gotten very, very close. Now, recently, Lauren has discovered that Jono has been texting a girl that left the experiment way earlier. Her name is Ellie. And not just a couple of texts.
Can't trust an Ellie.
Not just a couple of texts. We're talking like 100 or so texts.
Oh, yes.
And in those texts, he has never, ever mentioned Lauren's name. Now, Jono doesn't think that he's done anything wrong. Last night at the dinner party, the honesty box was brought out. There were questions to be asked. So, Jono had a few questions to ask Lauren, and believe me, that girl was on fire.
How do you feel about me right now?
I think you're a snake.
Sweet. What do you need more of from me in this relationship?
I need more honesty and more loyalty, and I feel like I'm not getting it from you.
Do I live up to your expectations in a partner?
No.
Do you trust me? Why not?
Like, absolutely do not trust you. I feel like you completely throw me under the bath at every chance you have.
Hello,
Lauren.
Lauren.
Straight between the eyes.
Hi, Lauren.
Lauren. Oh,
how are you, Lauren?
I'm so excited to be talking to you guys, seriously. Like, I've listened to you forever and I haven't been able to talk to you, so this is super exciting for me.
Lauren.
I don't even remember anything about Jono now.
Yeah, all it took was one loser husband and you got to talk to us.
Hey, Lauren, I just want to know, we've been wanting to speak to you all season and we haven't been allowed. Did you do something naughty and were you blacklisted? What's the reason?
No, so the reason is when these pap photos of Jono and Ellie frolicking in the beach
were released and everyone found out, I wasn't allowed to do any radio because you know what you guys are like. Radio's too unpredictable. They can't monitor the questions. But now that it's kind of all out, I can talk to you more freely.
Well, I have to
so
tell
interesting,
you,
yeah.
I have to tell you, you are what I love about you, Lauren, and I'm very proud that you're from Perth. Is that you are the voice of all of us if we were in it.
I've got to ask you though, Lauren. A lot of the times when you're talking about past relationships, of course I've met you before, and you're one of your past relationships. So Lauren, I always think, oh no, how have you thought about what effect saying some words would be on other people in your life?
Yeah, so look, that's a big one. Obviously, I was with Ryan, and we've together for a very long time, and I was very careful with what I said. I would say my past relationship. So I had a relationship before Ryan, which was awful. And I don't care how this affects this person. It was awful. There was a lot of cheating, a lot of lying. We were a lot younger, but it was really, really difficult. But I did think about a lot. Like, I don't want people to think, about Ryan or anything like that, because I'm still very close with him and his family, and it can't be easy, but I've spoken to him and his parents, and they're loving watching the show, so it's okay. We're all good.
Okay, you've been so funny, mate. I think you're hilarious. I really do. I want to know, though, we spoke to Jack earlier on, and last year, what was it, Bryce?
No, that was the year before.
But Bryce and Melissa, we spoke to them, right? And everyone was sort of like going them. Where I am right now with maths is Jack, and that's exactly what the Married at First Sight casting wanted Jack to be. So
100%.
And that is why he was there. He was not there for any personal growth or nothing like that. Now, Tori, on the other hand, is the one I can't understand because she seems to be buying all of his bullshit. No, so is that real? Are we seeing, because we know what maths editing is like, what's the deal there, Lauren?
What have you seen?
Okay, I've got to say something about the editing, right? Yes, obviously, there's editing. We film for hours and hours and hours, and all you guys get to see is 1 hour with a lot of flashbacks and a lot of ads, right? So what happens is they edit it down so that we get to see, or the viewer gets to see, like, the best bits, but also the bits that highlight what's actually going on. So when something's happening and you don't like it, or you don't like the way you're acting, or you feel like that's not fair, often people will say, you didn't get to see the good thing. But it's like, we don't want to see the good stuff. We want to see all the drama. So what you saw really genuinely is what happened. Like, we don't want to see all the boring good bits in between. So I have to say, like, what you see is what happens.
Okay, so all the stuff that was going down with Jono, I was reading an article, and this is just another article, but they were saying, the article said that you had a relationship in Bali, and that Jono, his thing with Ellie, that you kind of agreed to it, and then last night we see, you're really going for him, and he was trying to downplay that whole relationship. But is it just for TV? Did you have something? Have you made a relationship with somebody else?
Who's in Bali?
No, if I had a relationship, one, I'd be very busy, because Ryan and I actually split up in May, right?
Yeah.
And so I got approached about maths. I got scouted, like, through the DMs, like, towards July, like, even July. And for me, the whole process was literally a matter of a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I didn't even sign my contract to the morning of my wedding. I went to Bali after Ryan and I had split up, I think, like, in June.
Yeah.
And I hooked up with someone. Like, it was literally like a hookup. And so when Jono and I were getting to know each other, the first thing we kind of started saying, like, who was your last partner? Like, what, And I just was really honest and, like, told him, because I thought that's what we were doing. I didn't realise it was going to come back to bite me like this, and he was going to throw me in my face like this.
Well, I tell you, so there's people like Jono, right, and Jack. I still don't know if Jack's legit or not. I think time will tell with him and Tori, but he just seems like a garbage can fire.
You haven't said anything about Jaden with his shirt unbuttoned down to his navel.
To be honest, though, I have to check myself with that, because I currently, someone very close to me is wearing a shirt and doesn't do the buttons up, and it enrages me. But I have to realise I have to accept everyone and however many buttons they want to use.
Maybe they've just got sore thumbs, can't do them up.
What do you think, Lauren?
Okay, so I love Jaden to death. So, like, I had to pick one button man, and for me, if I was going to go for anyone's buttons, it had to be Jack.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, Lauren, so you just said that you were scouted, right? And they scouted very well, because you're above board, you're honest, and you basically say what we all feel. So that's a good scouting. How many people on your series applied, and how many were scouted? Because I really do think that's going to change the trajectory of where this is going to go. People that apply are wanting to be on this, at least. Other people that have been approached, I feel like possibly Jack was one of those people.
Well, it's a good question because they have to have a mixture of, like, you know, your everyday people, but they also need to be able to have people that can talk to a camera and be comfortable. It's really awkward having a bunch of cameras, you know, so not everyone can do it. You also need people with personalities that the viewer want to watch. So you get the viewer saying, you know, we want the average everyday person. You actually don't want a whole cast of that because it's boring. Yes. And, you know, they really do need to give the viewer what they want. So there's a good mix. I know Jono applied, and when he told me that, I was like, ooh. I was like...
Well, you're actually looking for love?
It's like, ick. No. I was like, what? Gross. I was like, what man applies to be on Nub?
Well, Lauren, on that, I just want to ask you, though, whilst they were approaching you to be on this show, it was another show that you were looking to go on previously. Wasn't that how it came about?
So I got asked, like, ages ago to be on, like, another, like, love, like, I think it was called Love Triangle on Stan.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie, like, this is so bad of me.
Wow.
I have absolutely no intention of doing it, right? And they're like, we want to fly you to Sydney for the audition. And I was like, yeah, cool. So I took the trip to Sydney and I was like, yeah. And I never spoke to them again. And then when I was there, the producers were like, well, we actually want you for maths. I was like, hell no. I was like, I would never do that. I've got a foul mouth. I've got too many skeletons in my closet. Like, I cannot do that show. Like, that would ruin my life. And then eventually, like, when Ryan and I split up and they kind of kept hitting me up, I was like, you know what, I'm going to do this. It could go up in flames, tipped off, but, you know, I've had a good time, so...
Lauren,
that's what it's all about.
Can I just say, Lauren, I thought you were bloody brilliant.
Yes.
Watching that show made me like you more and more to the point where I went, I could go to the pub with this girl. Like, she's brilliant.
Well, I would love to do that if you're free.
Yeah, so, mate, always be free for you, Lauren.
Drink, Lauren.
And not just that, usually I sort of resent anyone from mass getting success or like a lot of followers on Instagram. I really wish you 1,000 million followers. I think you're bloody great.
You've been very entertaining.
That's all we want, really. Isn't it?
You're a loose unit. We love that around here, Lauren. We're bang up for it. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Come in when you're back in Perth, all right?
Yeah, thanks, Loz.
Bye.
Bye.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
And I can put you in. Next time you fly, it could be in first class. Choose one of 3 first-class trips around the world with your best mate and $50,000 to spend.
Nova's first class 50k and 50k.
All right, well, there's 2 ways you can get involved in this. You can register via the Nova Player app, or you can get on air with us at any time, and there's a bunch of people about to do that very thing.
Well, let's welcome Xavier to the show. Good morning, Xav.
Good morning.
Xavier, you're on air, so you've nailed it. You are now in the running for Nova's first class and 50k.
Hey, Xav, we've been talking about holidays and stuff like that. I want to know, it doesn't have to be any of the 3 choices we're talking about now, but where have you gone on a holiday where you've gone, you know what, I'm an adult, I'm doing well, and I've made it. Look where I am.
No, not really.
Amazing honesty. What about Xavier? Have you been on a holiday somewhere and there's like the place you went to is famous for something, but you didn't go and see it?
No.
Yeah,
Bali.
Yeah, nice.
Well, Xavier, I hope we can give you a very first experience.
Yes. You're in the running. Good luck.
Let's go to Jess in Midvale. Hey, Jess.
Hello.
Hey, Jess. Xavier had a sobering response just then. I want to know, have you been somewhere around the world where you've gone, you know what? And for me, it was, I think, when I was in Amsterdam staying on a houseboat. I was like, okay, that's sick.
I'm going to add in, for me, it was Monte Carlo.
Oh.
And I was outside the casino.
Yeah.
Just having something to eat.
Oh, yeah, that's nice, isn't it?
James Bondish.
What about you, Jess?
Oh, I'd love to go to Japan.
No, but have you been anywhere where you thought, I've made it, I'm living life to the best?
America.
Okay.
The Americas.
Yeah.
Which was your favourite part of the Americas?
I stayed in California with my sister, and we won the trip there because they used to sell Kirby vacuum cleaners.
Oh, did you really?
It's pretty amazing.
Wow, that's amazing, Jess. What, were you a top salesman or something?
Yeah, we had to sell like 3 months or 15 machines per month. And, me and my sister worked together and we travelled a little bit around Australia. And, that
And
was
you
pretty
won the
cool.
trip. Okay, that's
So
cool.
when you were selling these vacuum cleaners, was it just from a store? Was it online? Were you door knocking? What was it?
door to door.
Door to door.
Door to door.
Yeah.
That's a tough gig.
And how are people very receptive to get a vacuum cleaner demonstration? No.
But weighted numbers.
You must have been
Weighted numbers.
two things. You girls
Gift
must
of
have
the
been
gab.
very attractive and very good at selling.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Well,
Yeah, we've all got an image in our mind.
Or if ever a vacuum salesperson comes around your house, always get them to come in and show you the demonstration
Yeah,
on
that's
your
right.
entire house.
Yeah, that's right.
And then say, "Oh, give me a week to think about it."
Like on the floors.
Yeah. Okay, that is great.
You're in the running,
Jess.
Jess. Good luck. Alicia, hello.
hello, how are you?
Oh, Alicia. Okay, so Alicia, we are talking about the place where you're overseas and you're on a holiday and you're going, you know what? Look at me as an adult. I've done it. I've done it. Have you had that experience?
I've travelled a lot, but I have not been to New York, so that's definitely my number one priority.
Okay. Has there been a place, though, that you've been to and you thought, oh, yeah, I'm doing well?
I actually loved the top of America, Montana, all of that. That was the
Yeah, okay.
I've never
Were you
heard of
there-
anyone going to
Were
there.
you there in autumn when all the leaves changed? Because apparently that's gorgeous.
yes, actually, we were. We
Yeah.
were.
Yellowstone.
Cold,
So Montana
really
is
cold.
Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Was it all ranches and stuff like that?
Yeah. And there are. Everything's very Catholic.
Catholic, that's a
I
great way to
do
describe
love
it.
a Catholic
Imagine the old-
experience. Yeah, that's great.
Yellowstone National Park, all
Yeah.
of that is just, beautiful.
Saw Yogi Bear,
Amazing.
the whole
All
game.
right.
It's full on.
Well, good news, Alicia. You're in the running. You could be choosing between Paris, New York, or London with 50 grand in your pocket. So good luck, okay?
Thank you so much.
Plenty
Have a
more
good day.
opportunities to get
Thanks,
in
honey.
the running. Get on air with any show, or you can register via the Nova Player app, of course.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Tomorrow on the
Listening at
show, we're going to catch up with Gina Chick, who won Alone Australia last year.
A chick won alone.
Come
Yeah,
on.
she's the first woman anywhere in the world to do it.
How could she win alone when you've
she'll
seen
tell
my
you.
single life?
She'll tell you.
If anyone's won every season of Alone, it's me.
If you had to live this alone, Nathan, you would die.
So that's a bit of fun.
Yeah, it is a bit of fun.
Also, everybody took us a bit to get our Thirsty Camel impersonator winner today.
Yep.
Like, come on. If you're going to register via the Nova app,
Yep.
Yes.
put in your details. We literally, during the show, tell you the time it's going to happen. And we've had both days people not pick up their phone.
Yes.
Ryan picked up his phone today and
just
he
went,
didn't
"Hello."
do, hi, Nathan, Nat, and Sean as a camel.
As
he
a
just
camel.
went, hello, Ryan speaking. It's like, oh, Ryan.
I'm
We're
like,
not giving you
Ryan,
$1,000 for that.
That just cost you $1,000.
because we're doing a competition where you have to sound like Ryan in a couple of weeks. It's not now.
Not today. At the moment, you've got to sound like the thirsty camel.
$1,000.
And make it worth your while.
$1,000 for one phone call. That'll be returning tomorrow as well.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.